the live coverage of the week-long activities to celebrate the life of Wigwes, who died in a helicopter crash on February the 9th in the United States of America. It's day 3 of the event, and here are some sights and sound.
Herbert, you were a dreamer who had big visions and wanted the best for yourself and everyone else around you. It always had to be the best. It always had to be the biggest. It had to be the tallest. It had to be the first, always. And oh my, you were willing to work your butt off to make it happen. It was no surprise that Herbert, you became the corporate banking titan that the world knows. It was inevitable, actually. All you needed was the opportunity on the stage. And even though it was in the most tragic of circumstances, it was also no surprise to me that you left us with a bang. Yes, the world took notice, Herbert, of your passing. Your last big gesture, you are not one to go unnoticed. Oh, you lover of children. And this is no exaggeration. First came Chizzy and Tochi. And then came David and Hannah. Then came Okachi. And in one of my last conversations, I told you, Herbert, that do you realize that you have 3 generations of kids in terms of roughly 1 decade apart between each generation? And your reply was, and this was vintage Herbert, he said, Otumba, it's true. I will soon balance it up. I'll balance it up by having another girl to complete the 3rd generation. Herbert, you packed so much into your 57 years, much more than many can pack into 100 years. You came, you saw, and you conquered. Your legacy and the children you loved will live on. You squeezed every drop from your God-given talents, and you leave those of us who are still here challenged to do the same. Sooner or later, we all will pass on to the great beyond. In the words of William Shakespeare, the world is but a stage, and all the men and women merely players. I draw solace and courage to carry on from these words, and I celebrate the life that you lived, Herbert. Farewell to you, my childhood friend and brother. Herbert, Sunrio, Chizoba, Sunrio, Chizzy, Sunrio. Till we meet on the other side of the rainbow. Thank you for listening.
We'll be getting a lot of those heartfelt memories in these tributes. And very quickly along, let me welcome to the microphone our next speaker. Please, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON.
Your Excellencies, Your Royal Highnesses, Titans of industry, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Herbert left us in winter, far away from home. Herbert left us before the season of bloom. Spring was just to arrive at his last location, the United States, when the Lord called for him. But spring is not the symbol of Herbert's bloom. His journey was defined by peculiar seasons. He bloomed long before his co-travelers. So this spring for us isn't the spring of festive flowers. It is the season of rest. This spring for us isn't a season of tears. It is a celebration of Herbert's flight to a height that only a few of God's chosen ones have attained. I feel privileged to be here today to share in the memories of Herbert and the pillars of his hall that left with him. Only 15 days separated Herbert's birth from mine. He's a friend, a brother, a contemporary. I feel honored to partake in celebrating the divine miracle that was Herbert's life. Once upon a time, Herbert Wigwes, alongside his co-traveler, Ike Imokwadi, embarked on a journey that changed the course of the banking industry in Nigeria. They took a leap of faith to build an empire that now stands at the pinnacle of our industry. I consider myself fortunate to have shared a life in the banking industry with them. Yet Herbert didn't pause to take a break. His pace was that of a relentless sprint against time. He became a flower when his peers were still seeds, blooming when others were still struggling to understand the maze of their ambitions. Today, as we reflect on his life, let us remember Herbert not just as a visionary leader, but as the early bloomer that inspired others to reach for the sun, even in the harshest of winters. The tragic impact of Herbert's departure, along with his wife Chizoba, son Chizi, and associates, resonates deeply because it unravels the extraordinary narrative of his rise against the tides of life. He wasn't just a wildflower. He evolved into a magnificent garden. He was a sanctuary of inspiration for his friends, a source of solace for his family, a nourishing hope for his community, a symbol of pride for Nigeria, and a beacon of hope for Africa. The loss we feel today is not just the absence of an individual. It is the fading fragrance of a garden that touched lives far beyond its borders, leaving an enduring legacy that transcends time and geography. Herbert, though an early bloomer in the garden of life, didn't share the fate of those who faded away prematurely. His narrative was one of triumph. He conquered all there was to conquer. What lingers now is not just the memory of a man, but a lasting entrepreneurial empire. He paid enough dues for his name to endure. He walked enough paths for his name to transcend time and outlast us all. This is a perpetual reminder of the extraordinary journey he undertook and the enduring power of his ambition and the pursuit of excellence. This day, and these subjects of our grief, reminds us of life's fragile beauty, but we must celebrate the divine miracle that was the lives the deceased lived. The spread of this grief that binds us is so because they cultivated a garden of success. Their achievements were not just individual triumphs, but testaments to the collective strength of those they touched, those they built, and those they inspired. The journey of our departed brothers and sisters may have ended in a distant land, but their spirits linger in the hearts of everyone here and beyond. Today, we honor not just the souls that boarded that faithful helicopter, but the indomitable dreamers and builders that soared to heights reserved for the chosen few. What could have been Herbert's final act, his magnum opus, was the unveiling of the university he endeavored to establish, the Herbert of Africa, as he fondly called it. To understand why he was so passionate about creating a place of knowledge, one must step into the shoes of a man who lived a life adorned with unparalleled achievements and reached summits few dared to climb. This dream is a lasting legacy to his community and mirrors his enduring commitment to elevate not just himself, but also generations to come. This dream echoes a sentiment that epitomizes the essence of his extraordinary journey. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may Herbert's legacy continue to bloom in the hearts and minds of those who strive for greatness. On behalf of my principal, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Access family, the banking wall, the Nigerian nation, please accept our most heartfelt condolences. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Amen. Thank you.
That was the Vice President of the country, Kashim Shettima, speaking there at the Night of Tributes for Herbert Wigwes. Described the life of Herbert Wigwes in 2 words. One, a garden whose fragrance has spread across the world, and a miracle.